Hello, once again, it is I, the Mighty Rider. And before you get on top of me for this overabundance of red dots, I know. We're not too long after reset. I'm leaving the red dots for right now. I know they must drive you nuts. Do they make you want to click? What if I go like this? No click. No click. No click. Am I gonna click? Am I gonna click? No click. um, Today we are going into the Dawn Academy. We're going back to school. You couldn't pay me not to go back to school. All right. Um, I'm not the best at the experts in Dawn Academy, but we're gonna kind of go through them together because I've obviously used them all, and it's more of a your discretion of how you want to build them up. So we're kind of gonna go clockwise. So we're gonna start over here with Baldor. I'm wrong because it's not Baldor. It's Holger. I'm so stupid. Again, why do you watch me? You haven't learned this by that. The funny thing is, I was staring at him and I knew it was Holger because Holger's here for Arena. Because he's going to boost Arena. Baldor's on the other side and he wears a cool little hat. But this is Holger. As you can see, I'm at level 90 right now. He's building up. Level 9. Relationship status. I need some more sigils. But as with all experts, you're going to have different levels. You know, right here, let's go back to the beginning. Bing. Uh, we've got our Blade Dancing. That's his special skills. He's at level 9. His current bonus, but we're looking at the whole thing. So when you first start out, you get a 50%. We're going to read through this. Holger, maybe it's Holger, I don't know, knows the best rewards in Arena. As I said, he's for Arena. Often one from the crowd. Holger's winsome techniques give, right now, I get 90% chance of audience reward and 2 Arena star chests, which is nice. That means when I'm participating in Arena, I get a 90% chance of rewards of 2 Arena star chests. So eventually I'll get up to 100%. And of course, this is also power boosting as I go through the levels too. These are just percentages, chances. Um, those are just extra little goodies. Let's see if I have some Arena Star chest. You know what? It doesn't really matter what's in the Arena Star chest. We're gonna go off there. Stats here. Troop attack is up 13%. Thank you. Troop defense up 13. I'm sorry, 0.05%. These are all here. This is full stats. See if I get full. Look at that. 15, 15. Level 10's crossboard. 4 different skills he's got, which every expert has 4 different skills. These are the different levels. Close 2. As you see, close 2 was plus troop attack 5-4, 5-4. 10 is going to be 6. So I'm really getting 0.6 or 6/10 for you majors of mathematics. um, and that's going to boost me up all the way up to 6.6 for attack and defense. Get out of that. Here are his levels. First one here, and you can tell this is more like I said, helpful. Just like when you're looking at your heroes. Green's always a little helpful skill, where these are more like applicable skills. So the first one, of course, is going to be for your escorts, which is that little group as we had our just recent arena video. You know, the little group of troops around you. That's your escorts. So you're gonna get a 20% boost when completely maxed out. If I look at each level, there you go. You start at 2%, work your way up to 20%. You know, it's pretty easy. Each level is 2%, 2 to 20. Pretty straightforward. Our next skill, a little helpful, is where you're getting a nice increase in both daily and weekly arena tokens by 50%. So that's great. So arena tokens, as we talked before during our arena video, are going to help you get those cool little prizes. As I told you, I saved up for that's a good place to get your mithril, your mythic gear. Depending on your levels, maybe you're getting some of those cool pet stuff, the serums, the little potions, the little syringe looking things to give steroids to your pets. Just kidding. The next one that's helpful is you're getting more items in the arena shop at a 50% discount. So this was really great. So I love this one because it's it's up to 50% discount when you get this level. So when I was doing my arena, because it was already because of my level, this was really advantageous because the extra items are great because eventually level 10 you get 3 items. You know, for the most part you get 2. Again, depending on if you're free to play or paying to win, you know, you want to get at least to that 30% off. You know, get that level 6 probably. You know, that's a good goal for here. Um, because that's going to help you with great stuff. So, like, remember I showed you those 50% off for, I had one for Mithril, I had one for the Mythic gear chest. That was some great stuff. Um, there's a puppy in my background. Maybe you can see him, can't tell. Um, but eventually you can work your way up. And again, you're just constantly going to be learning skills. And then that's where you're learning. Well, I can't show you on this one. We'll look at another one where, see if I click on here, they're already maxed, so it's not going to let me do. But I'll show you on the next expert. And the last one here, we have Legacy, which is the 20% additional health attack for your actual hero. So that's like the actual heroes you have in your inner. I was showing you that I have Bradley and Gordon and whoever else you have, whether you might have Hector, you have Gwen, you have Greg, you have Alphonse, I'm sorry, Alphonse, where did he come from? Alonzo. He goes by Alphonse on weekends when he goes to his prim and proper dinners. Yeah, you still watching, aren't you? Or maybe you're not. Maybe you saw the start of the video and be like, why? Still throw like, subscribe, throw a comment like, why do you make these videos? That's a good question. I'll answer it because I don't know right now. I will give you a good, thoughtful answer on that one if you ask me that question or any other question. Why are you wearing glasses this time? Because I went back to school and I wanted to look smart. Yeah, you're still watching. So as you saw, oops, I'm sorry, I clicked off too fast. So you got 20%, but it worked the same as your escorts. 2% each one. You're getting extra power bonuses, and of course, as anything else in this game, there's a leaderboard for it. Which when we're all done, I'll show you where I am on the leaderboard. And unlike a lot of the other things, I'm not in the top little group. Again, I'm pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, but experts a lot, and you're not gonna lie, experts are expensive. So that's what I'm saying. Pick and choose which one you're going to do with great caution and pre-thought. Next, we're going over to Romulus. Romulus is probably one of the best experts in the game, but Romulus is also one of the most expensive experts in the game because his levels are crazy. And we'll get there in just a second. You see, I also have him at level 90. I'm sorry. I'm almost level 90. I haven't got his relationship because look how many more sigils he crossed. 320 on the next level. I have 69 right now. I know I have 390 common, but I try not to waste too many common ones on one person because they're kind of, I think of more of as an add-on. But yeah, it's a lot. I mean, again, I could get to the next level, but we're not going to push to level 9, Corpse or level 10 quite yet there. Even though, because guess what? Where is it? Level 90 here. So again, but this you get cool stuff too because your expedition army size grows. 7, 8,500 is next. But this guy goes all the way up to 10,000. So 11 levels. It's weird they went to 11. Unless we've just thought about, I'm so dumb. RIP Rob Reiner. They're Spinal Tap fans, the developers. That makes sense because this one goes to 11. If you don't get the joke and you haven't seen Spinal Tap, I'm old and you're not funny. All right, we got your close 2 again. Work our way to close 3 and then intimate. Because who doesn't want to get intimate and have better troop lethality and health? Sounds like a real femme fatale, except his name is Romulus. Ooh, maybe he goes by Ramona on the weekends. Pardon me, I don't know where that tangent came from. But look, lethality is up 17.4% and health is up 17.4%. That's huge. That's really good stuff. We're looking at that. All up 20% is going to get us. Again, we got our level skills 10, 20, 20, 20. That's a lot of high level skills there, which we'll take a look at now. And our first hit, which I'm not up to level 10, I'm at 7. This is the number of, as you see, is allowing free recruitment of 450 additional high-level troops from any camp per day, as well as additional 7 loyalty tags from the enlistment office. So, of course, you have your enlistment office, which helps for when your troops are killed, for the most part, and you need some extra. You've already blew through your infirmary, you lost some people, you can use loyalty tags to enlist some extra troops via the enlistment office. When I have the high level troops, so that's the standard infantry, lancers, and marksmen. And I'll show you because again, red dots weren't touched, but let's see if I should have it. Right. Yep, look, see. So you see a little Romulus tag on each one of these, and I can add the extra 450 of whomever I want. So for right now, I'm going to go over here. Hey, infantry. I almost said lancers. Lancers over here. Oh, look, we're going to pad our stats. Look, 193, 193. Because he has King of Icefield, and right now it's Troop Day, so I'm boosted. I'm not going to train right now. And I know you're like, oh, train, train, train. I don't want to waste your time on this video for that. But I just wanted to show you that real quick. Also, over here, as I said, the Lisbon office. Here he is. My 7 tags. I almost said a bad word. I held myself. You're welcome. Back to the academy. Grab my book bag. Back to Romulus. Back to his skills. And now we go to the next one, which is up to level 15. Because this one is your troops' attack and defense. Obviously, which is huge. Level 15 moments. But look, they're half percentages, which are very small. I mean, the power is nice. You get 100,000 power each time you go up a level. But it's very small increments. Finally have the 10% bonus. I mean, is it going to help? Of course, it's going to help in the grand scheme of things. But like I said, it's large level jumps. And what was it looked at? Just to go from where I am at 15 up to 16, you need 1.38 million learning experiences. And these learnings, I'm not going to speed up this one, are long because they only go up to 23 hours, which is fine. And this is where I messed up at the beginning because I didn't know that you could be learning at all times. So, like, even though, like, you're saving to do these books, and then how you upgrade each level is these little books here you want to gather. So, the next level on this one is 8,000 books. Again, I have 34,700 pretty much rounding, and I know I rounded 34,700 for total books. But in each next one, this one takes 7,500, this one takes 2,100, and this one takes 4,500 to go to the next level. But look again, this one takes over a million. This one's almost 1.5 million. That's for, again, lethality and health 5%. It's great. Eventually I get up to 10% on that too. But it's a slow go, as you can see. I chose to go with attack and defense because I think it's going to be more advantageous for my troops rather than lethality and health. But I didn't keep it too far behind. And of course, then I have your rally capacity, which is nice because I have an extra 30,000 that I can hold my rallies, which is not only helpful to myself, eventually it's going to get to 100,000, but it's helpful to my alliance and my team. So when I'm looking to rally against the bear, or if I'm looking to hold a garrison, I can hold some extra troops, and they're going to help our team. Because, again, we're about getting better together, not being individual and fighting for oneself, and aka selfish. Not the way I play. But you see, also, you should gather those books. So that's all when we get into the treks, which we'll get to eventually. But again, so every day, or because learning goes for up to 23 hours, so use that full 23 hours. See which one. Like I said, this is where, like I said, a lot of pre-planning comes into, and a lot of thought of who you're working with. Like right now, I'm working a lot on Romulus, but right now, who do I learn right now? I got Baldor. I'm boosting him one group right now. But mostly, again, I was doing this. So like, I just see I'm only 30,000. I just had boosted. Actually, this one here. I just boosted last line to level 15. That's why it's so low. I have been working on that. Now I pivoted once I got to 15. I was like, all right, it's a solid number to get to. I pivoted over to Baldor to get his next skill up, which I think was just closer to the end. When we get to him, we'll see. But always be learning. Whether it's a short term, there's a 10-minute one. I think there's a 1 hour. The last one's 23 hours. I can't remember the third one off the top of my head. You'll see what it is. And just always be learning. And I didn't do that. So like the first month that we had experts, I would literally just only do it during SVS, where like I would learn, speed learns to get through it to get the points for SVS, then use the books on it. And I lost a whole month of learning, which was my fault again because I didn't know and nobody taught me. So here's your buddy, Mighty Rider, saying always be learning, because even if you're free to play, it doesn't mean you can't be learning. Learning doesn't cost you anything. It's like a daily task almost. Just click the button and let it go. You don't have to follow it up. You don't have to do anything about it. It's pretty easy. It runs in the background. You just let it go. So 23 hours, that's one day. So for 30 days to SVS, you pretty much picked up, 30 sets. I'm gonna say hours, but it's just 30 sets, which is the longest one for a learn. And each one I think is 82,000 of these little experience points for 23 hours. So that's a lot. That's a lot of experience points. Use that wisely. Now we're gonna jump over here. Also, so when you first start out, one of the first, probably this is like the fourth expert you get. The other one you first get out is you're going to get Agnes over here, which you'll see with her. Uh, she's more helpful based. Not see they're all green here. None of them are like I don't want to say skill based. I'm not going to be helping you with a attacks or garrisons or anything. This is some other stuff. So right here you got 8 extra intel missions, and of course those are part of your daily tasks. So I picked up an extra 8 things, which get you extra whether it be gems or get you extra speed ups or extra gear or whatever it is. I now have 8 extra ones. And this is a pretty easy one. There's only 5 levels, so you can blaze through that real quick. That's another reason why I did her first. Um, she couldn't resist me. No. I'm sorry. Again, why? I'm just a terrible person here. Chief Stamina's nice. Good. Those are helpful for those great for doing those intel missions, for doing your polar terrors, or for one of our favorite events, Slay Day. And then we got let's see, look, speeds up construction by 8 hours on every new build. So that's huge, because that's 8 hours of speed ups you don't have to use eventually. Again, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8 jumps through it. And the final one, which is the only level 10 there, is get some extra mystery badges and 4 more refresh at the mystery shop, which is nice because remember the mystery shops will get some free. You can potentially get some discounted or free gear. So by having 4 extra refreshes, I have a chance to get something at 50% off, or I have a chance to get something for free. Does it happen all the time? No, I'm sure you know that. You sometimes you'll click it once, and it could be a week before you get something for free. But when you have 4 extra chances, that's in a week. That's 4 times 7. That's 28. Hey, what are you doing? See, he's distracting the video. You know what? But we're gonna be good because I have a treat. A treat? You want a treat? Here you go. Come get it. No, no treat. Mm-hmm. All right, I gave him a treat. He didn't want my video right now. I'm sure he'll show up later. That's what you watch for anyways, isn't it? Let's just say, rawr. No, he's watching us. Rockwell. I always feel like somebody's watching me. It's a puppy over there. Oh, look, you got a song today. Then moving on from Agnes. Oops, I forgot to show you her cool stuff overall. As I always do. Up to 15% troop defense. So that's not nothing either. So you pick up awesome troop defense, and she's an easy boost. She doesn't have higher levels. Look at her relationship advantage. We're at level 8. She's only 40. Remember Romulus was on 9? He was 300 and change. That's a huge. Sorry, Agnes, but you're a cheap date. And I appreciate you for that. But also we have here, look at this. You get 4 extra secret chests, up to 24 up to 24 chests daily, refresh that you reset every day. Bing. So again, anytime you get extra chests of any kind, just say thank you. Whatever it is, it gives you, extra, like I said, extra speed ups, extra resources, extra gems, whatever it is. Gear, hero gear that you can use to turn into awesome legendary hero gear later, as we've all done in our hero gear. And I said hero gear like 9 times in one sentence. 9 times, Mr. Buter. All right. We're spinning back around. What do we got here? So here, again, we didn't go we're going clockwise, but we didn't go in order. This is our latest expert. This is Valeria. And she is expensive. She knows her worth. She's not cheap like Agnes. Yeah, she's like Romulus, but the thing is, whereas Romulus gets you an overall with your stats, she only gets you for other stuff. And then we're gonna look at that one sec. First, we got some cool little skills. Look, State of Power's prep phase earned 14% plus daily personal phase point rewards by 2. So that's awesome. So like as you're going through SVS prep, your points are boosted by 14% on me for level 7. So 2% all the way up to 20%. That's pretty good. I'm already almost maxed the extra tiers, so it means you get like extra tier bonuses. You know how when you're going through your daily things, each level gets you like bonus points and rewards. So now I get 2 extra levels, and eventually I'll get 3 extra levels. But this is express. This one's not so bad, 300,000. But again, a lot more than the other one that we were looking at before, um, but not quite to Ramos level on this one. I'm already at level 7. Then here we have when claiming metal rewards. I'm sorry, increase in Sunfire tokens earned by 20 and adding 1 item to the State of Power shop. So State of Power shop is like any other shop. You have your set number of cool little items, but now you pick up extra ones. So right now I have 1 extra item. Eventually I'll get 3 extra items, which is cool because here I pick up extra fire crystals. I can pick up extra fire shards. They have some extra, charms, chief gear, all that kind of stuff. So that's what you're looking at. And when you pick up extra stuff, just say thank you, because extra stuff is nice. And sometimes it comes in, and it's not too expensive. Maybe it's just, a one-off, something you really needed, because they only give you a few things. If they give you, 3 items for 15 Sunfire tokens, then it's like, can I get an extra one? Sure, because everything helps. They all add up at the end. And sometimes you don't want to spend on something else. Maybe you've already maxed out a chief gear or a charm, and what you're really trying to gain right now is something else, and that something else is what's going to pop as one of those extra items. And again, like I showed you before, books everywhere. Casual level 1, casual level 2. That's one reason why you have to build up your levels, because each one requires certain numbers. Eventually, ones will require a certain total. So when I say total, they add up here. So like this is 7, 4. That's 11 plus 3 is 14. That's what we all said together, didn't we? Plus 3 more is 17. And of course, these are more, look, lethality and health, and then relic passing. But these are only during the SVS battle phase. So they're very helpful when you're battling the other state for your own state's unity. So they're huge, and it will help you, but only once a month. Look how high it goes up to 30%. That's actually crazy high and awesome. But this is only 303,000 on level 3. It's going to get into the millions eventually. I already know that when I get to the level 10 and whatnot. And I'm just going to not want to spend on that because it adds up fast. It's a lot. There's so many experts. I mean, same thing here. You're building my rally capacity, but only on SVS day. So it's once a month. You're getting up to 150,000 extra troops. Again, very helpful when you're trying to hold the castle with a bigger garrison. 150,000. That might be someone else's one whole extra person. Maybe you've maxed out. You only have 13 people join your garrison because everybody's got sent in full marches, and then now you've picked up 150,000 extra troops, and a 14th march shows up and they're 150,000 troops, and they're an extra strong set of infantry or an infantry lancer mix, or you're doing it to attack, and it's better for your marksman, whatever it is, anything extra you can get to whether it be attack or garrisons. I mean, so huge. But again, Valeria, I'd probably, if you're free to play and you're just a joiner, I would ignore that and ignore that. Not gonna lie, especially if you're free to play, because the cost is too high. Maybe you want to get into these at lower levels. I probably would, especially the prep phase points, because that's going to help your team and your showing, which is what we're all trying to do. But there's so many experts. Again, this is for you to decide which order and who has high priority for you to build up. In my opinion, again, if you're just starting out, it's pretty easy. You can go through one at a time. But like in my opinion, they launched too many experts at once for us. It was a cool extra thing. They gave us the 4 to start with Agnes and Cyril and Holger and Romulus. I was like, that was awesome. But then they gave us Balor and Fabian, and then they gave us Valeria, and like all real quick too. And it was too much. Like in my opinion, again, the developers just spaced them out a little bit more. But they're all very helpful. Not gonna lie, it ends up costing a lot, especially if you're a free to play player. I'm not trying to put extra stress on you, but it is. Next, we got our buddy Fabian. I mean, he's pretty cool. I mean, dig that beard, man. Look at that. Plus carry some extra weapons. Got a little extra tool there, to put things together. You know, the stories, of course, you can always read the stories. He was a young engineer. We're not going to read this together because we'd be here for hours then if I read everybody. Again, you have your different levels: casual, close, all the way up to intimate, like Um, he's got his lethality health for him: 9%, 9%. Eventually, up to 15%, 10, 10, 20, and 20. This is but his help now. Again, limited. Where as Valeria helped with SVS, Fabian only helps with Foundry and Tundra Arms. Now, Foundry you do more often, so maybe you're interested in that. You want to have a good showing in Foundry. Tundra Arms is a good state grouping thing, group event, I should say. Here we got our levels again. I'm only at level 6 for Fabian because I didn't push as hard because I pushed for other stuff first. I pushed for, you'll see Cyril with my bear. I pushed for my arena because those are all boosting my attacks. I'm really pushing hard for Romulus. I already pretty much finished Agnes. Again, those are the first horse. That's why I worked them first. Then they got, Balor and Fabian. I'm kind of working them here and there, but not a lot because I just felt they weren't as important to me. Again, this is my personal way how I did it. But again, his advancement not terrible. 72. It's getting up there. But next level I'll get 108,000 expert power. And then we look at our skills here. And again, we got a couple helpful skills here. Salvager, get some extra arsenal tokens. Again, those are going to be added up 50% more. All the way up to 100% more. Damn. And right here, first aid in Foundry Battle and Tundra Arms, which is huge. Like I said, if you're big into Foundry or Tundra Arms, Fabian's a great expert. So like because everybody loses them again, everyone loves it because it's not permanent. You're just losing during this battle, but then you have certain levels up to 1,000,000 troops you can get back instantly. And again, when you own the Foundry, there's little like you have the following injured troops, and there's a little button right below that. And you can instant heal if you want to, whatever quantity, which is nice because it helps you from having to go out for your 12 minutes, or maybe helps you to have bigger marches that you're sending out. However you fight for Foundry Battle or Tundra Arms, that's on you. But again, up to 1,000,000 extra heal. That's pretty nice. But again, it's going to take a while to get there because, learning. Everyone's like, I don't want to go to school. Mommy, can I have a snow day? All right, next we got heightened firepower, which is, of course, your lethality and health for our Foundry and our Tundra Arms. This one, of course, will go up to 30%. That's just huge. Again, it's going to take a long way to get there, but, And then finally, you get your rally capacity. So this one no attack, no defense, but lethality and health and your rally capacity, which, as we know, is going to help with your attacks when you're running a rally. Also, it's going to, again, only if you're a rally leader. It's also going to help with your garrison. So, again, if you're free to play and you're not ever holding a garrison, why are you touching this category? It just makes no sense. Don't waste any learning on this until it forces you into it. Again, you can't see it here. Oh, here it goes. So see, this is total expert skill level. This is what I was kind of explaining before. You needed 16. I'm at 18. Because see, it's 5 plus 4 plus 5 plus 4. What's that? 9 plus 9, which is 18. Yay! My Admiral of Earth would think me so proud of me. But I only did 60. But like, say, this was a 1 because I ignored it. All of a sudden, I'd be at 15. And I wouldn't have been able to go up to the next level. On this. Like, so I wouldn't be able to finish this one because I'm not high enough. So that's when you're forced to do a skill that you may or may not care about. So again, it doesn't matter what order you go in because maybe you can push this one even higher. I can get this up to. You can push one up to a max until it doesn't allow you to it, and it's either going to block you for one of two reasons: one, for total expert skill level, or two, for your. Oops, wrong way. For right here, for your relationship advancement. See, I'm a casual 2. It may require me to be casual 3, close 3. I don't think anything requires intimate. But, so sometimes you have to get to these higher levels in order to advance certain skills. All right. Now we got our buddy Baldor, who I called home. Who was the name I called for? Told you he had a cool hat. You know, they say he's a master negotiator too, so that's one reason why he's gonna help you out too. And we're gonna look at him, master negotiator. Gets me 10% um, price drop on Lion Shop, and personal activity triumph checks are increased by 60%. I mean, it's awesome. I'm not gonna lie. Any boost you get saving in Lion Shop is always helpful. You actually can get extra any kind of discount. We're going to get to the skill. You'll see in a second. Of course, we're going to show you his totals, his expert overalls. He's getting 10% attack, 10% defense. Thank you. He's maxes out level 10s, nothing up to 20. So that's one reason I'm kind of been building up a little bit further than most of them. See, I got 6, 7, 9, 6. Again, that's not great. I know other people are higher, but just because I, again, was focusing on Romulus, I cared more about Bear and Arena. So, but now I'm kind of starting to focus on Baldor as well, as I've gotten Romulus pretty high, but we're on the Baldor. All right, the first one, you get 12% bonus on Alliance mobilization points. So, of course, you're picking Alliance mobilization event. You get +2 monument tiers. So, and eventually, you work up to 20% and three extra tiers. So that's huge for your points and for your rewards. Thank you, sir. And again, none of these are going to help your attack. These are all rewards-based bonuses. So here we go. Look, 35% Alliance Championship badges in Alliance Championship, +2 Alliance Championship items. But let's see. Remember I was telling you before, you have casual 3. So I'm not casual 3 yet for Baldor, so I can't increase this to level 8. He's stuck on 7 for me. Eventually I'll get to casual 3, but, that's, again, on my own timeline. It should be on your own timeline. As I said, I've mentioned many times in this video, you will pre-think which course of action you want to take when upgrading your experts. Who's going to work out best for you? Which skills do you care about the most? If you don't care about all these extra bonus points, then don't go for it. You're not really participating in Alliance Championship, and don't worry about it. But Alliance Championship, of course, that's the one that everybody registers for, where you're submitting a group of troops. You want to make sure you're buffed up for that. Usually one of your R4s will yell at you, please remember to buff, do it like after a bear when your pets are buffed. Maybe you have a ministry because you want to have max points. Well, you get 35% bonus championship badges and 2 extra items in the shop. That's nice. Really nice. So even if you're not the strongest, you're going to get more points and therefore more items. So when that comes through, if you're R4 or R5, whoever's in charge of that event, ran it correctly, then hopefully you've won more than you lost, and you're going to get a lot of points. Maybe instead of getting 10,000 points, 35% bonus. What's that? Oh, 13.5. Thank you. Extra 3,500 points. That's going to get you a bunch of extra whatever. Whatever you're shopping for at that time. Next, of course, we got Crazy Joe. So you're earning 45% more Crazy Joe points right now, and a bonus chest per 200,000 points, up to 9 per season. So right now, I'm almost at max, 50 and 10. I'll be the first to admit, I have no idea how Crazy Joe really works. I'm boosting it. I have one of my R4s running Crazy Joe events. She knows way more than I do. I just defer to her. Not gonna lie, if she told me to send one troop to Joe City, I'd send one troop to Joe City, because I don't know why. I just don't question it, because I really don't understand Crazy Joe. I don't even think you can send a one troop to Joe. It'd be hilarious. This whole time, Joe's attacking you, and you could have just attacked him. Nobody ever checked. Because guess what I just thought about? I never checked. Can you attack Joe City? Does that do anything? Let's find out next time on Crazy Joe Adventures. But, yeah, like I said, level 20, I told you, total expert skill. I can keep maxing because they're at level 28. So I'm building this up because I got my 82,500 points. So the next one will push me over the top practically, right? 82,000. Now I'll be slightly short. So I can use a short learning XP. But this will be maxed out pretty soon. And then the last one is Alliance Showdown points. Obviously, nothing for the Tundra Trader out, but you get 30% extra points and 2 extra daily tier tier boosts. Sorry about that. And then, of course, 5% up to 50 and 3 extra daily milestone rewards. Thank you. So that's gonna. So it's the same thing like where SVS, where as you gather points, you get a chest at different levels. So I think normally there's 3 chests. Right now I have 2 extra ones, so I get 1 and 2, and they each have pretty good rewards to them. The higher points get you better rewards. So eventually, when I get to the top on this one, I'll get a 3rd chest, and I don't know what's going to be in it, but I'm hoping it's something really cool. Maybe you get a fire crystal shards, or maybe you get mythic gear. Oh my god. If I knew for a fact that 3rd chest gave you mythic gear, I'd forget everything else to push that right now. Because mythic gear is so hard to come by, as you all know, that you want to get to it. So this is we've had fun with Balor. See, look, he's teaching people. Good job, buddy. All right. Now we come to our final hero, which is Cyril. And the reason I'm showing you her last is because I maxed her already. She's already good. Plus, see, I thought you could get her as an actual. When I first read about her, I thought you'd get her as an actual hero on your thing. And because I love dogs and she has a dog, I wanted her like bad. Like I wanted her on my team. I wanted to put her in an arena because like maybe it's an attack dog and it sends the dog to attack, or don't care. I just wanted her with a dog, but she's just an expert that taught me how to do well in bear. I was like, oh, I want the doggy. I want the doggy. All right. Yep. Pathetic. You're still watching. Sucker. All right. We're going to go back to here. I've maxed level 11. What do I got here? Bear damage points by 30%. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Because what does a lot of people in this game care about? What's my bear score? They don't really care about anything else except what's my bear score. Why is the Mighty Rider points so high? He's got 30% bonus for self only. So as I'm running that rally, what do the rest of you get? Squadoosh. What do I get? 30% bonus. Thank you. Hunter's Heart. I've already maxed. Also, troop attack, 15.10%. But Mighty, it says 15%. We're going to get there in a second, I swear. All right. What do I have all these maxed at? Max 10. What's that? Increasing bear hunt rally capacity by 3. Again, this is only applies to the bear hunt. So, like, my rally capacity for anything else, this is where, like, it's the total opposite of what I was telling you to do for Romulus versus Valeria before, because it's only for certain events. But like I said, bear hunts every 2 days. So you're doing more bear hunts than anything, and you get lots of points and lots of essence stones, which are huge. You get lots of alliance tokens, which are awesome and spent. Like, I'm going to show you my alliance tokens, and you're going to be like, why do I... Wait, you've seen them in previous video, but you're going to be like, why do I have so many? Because I keep padding them from events like this. I did today, and I think I got 85,000 points. That's huge. I mean, crazy. So 300,000 rally capacity. That's like, for me, that's like 2 extra people in my rally. Again, we have limits right now, but so this allows. So if you have 15 people in the rally, come on, Captain Calculus, not necessary, just simple math. 15 people, it's like 20,000, right? Math, yeah. Your extra troops are huge. So all of a sudden, instead of being, 90,000 troop limit, you're 110,000 troop limit, or depending on, where you're going with your total troop capacity. That factors another thing else. But then now we're going to go to scavenging, which right here you get her recycling efforts grant 5 times 100 enhancement XP component rewards every bear hunt. So yeah, lots of experience. Again, points. Huge. Thank you. We got here 5 extra essence stones. Yes, please. Started with 1, up to 5. Again, it's only level 5. So it's not that hard a bump. These 2 right here were quick, boosts. So again, I didn't show you what start at 1, when I have 5 times 100. But so these are huge. Essence stones are big and they're hard and they add up. Especially if you're doing this every 2 days. And if you're doing it every 2 days, we'll round down. Talk 3 times a week. We're talking about times 5. Again, I'm so much math today, it's crazy. It's 15. So you get 15 extra stones a week. That quickly adds up. Because remember, that's on top of the stones you actually get for depending on what tier you finish at. So, like for me, I'm getting like, 20 plus stones every bear hunt. Again, 3 times a week, 60. Man, major mathematics is gonna kill me later. There's too many math numbers in this one. Math numbers, math equations. All right, and the last one is your bear hunt troops deployment capacity. So this is for you for how many troops you can actually deploy. And of course, we've got 3 up to 30,000. So this is, what I'm setting out for my rally, which is where you're going to get the most points for the most part. Unless, again, you're a joiner. It's also getting you the most points for, um, what do I want to say? For when you're joining that whale rally. If depending on the limits, the 30,000 may not matter not. May not matter not. Yeah, no. It may not matter at all because you're already limited. If you're limited to 110, 120,000, most of you at this point are already beyond that for total troops you can send into March. So really, it's just going to help you for your own March. So instead of sending, 150,000 troops, now you can send 180,000 troops. And guess what? 30,000 people or troops. Maybe it's all marksmen. Booyah! What's that? A lot of extra marksmen for a lot of extra points. You're welcome. Now, you're like, oh, Marty, it's great. Look, you max Cyril's skills. You've become very intimate with Cyril. Nice candlelit dinner. Our dog got in the way. No, he's a good poochie. And then I max those skills. But what happens afterwards? Oh, you're not done. And this is where I didn't know. And I now give you permission to pause the video, scream into a pillow, throw something, break something, because that's how I felt when I got to this level. There's a research level. Yeah, there's more. And it goes by sigils. Every 10 sigils gets to be one of these awesome little dots. And one of those little dots gets you 100th of a percentage point. So I have 10, so I have 1/10. The next one will be 11. I get 1,000 power for each one. It gets me nothing else. It's really just, eventually I get to 20, 40. You see, each level, there's 20 in this thing. So this one is troop defense. The next level, which is over here, as you can see, is lethality. It's just an order right there. Go on to your health, defense, lethality, health, defense, health, defense. I went the right and go in order. You just follow the lines. Bing, 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 bing. Yeah, whatever. And then when you're like, oh, that's like 20 and 20 and 20. Look, how many is this 20? It's just like, it was so demoralizing when I first saw this. And again, you made me wait a minute, there's more. What the hell? There's hunting skill expert. And then there's hunting skill ultimate. And if there's not like some ultimate awesome super prize at the end of all this, which will take me forever to get to anyway, so I'm not really worried about it at this point. I'm really want to hurt somebody because that's a lot of sigils. And again, I don't speed for her sigils here. I just do them as they come during my Thunder treks. So I've just happened to get through. I said 10. That's pretty much what it is. So it's time 10. So I've got 100 extra sigils for Cyril since I maxed her. And again, I didn't spend extra on them. I just have got 100 since I maxed her. And that's why I do them. I don't push extra because this is all very small percentages. It makes no sense. Do not, unless you're like a super megalodon, don't spend money on this. Please, 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 please don't. These are such marginal percentages. It is not worth it. Just eventually get there. Focus on your bear skills. Just max the crap out of those things, and then be happy when you do. That's all you're gonna do. When you get that research stuff, forget it. Don't even bother. Then, of course, we have your different achievement levels here. So, as you get different levels, once you unlock each expert, you get each tier gets you a prize. Here you got obtained 1.5 million affinity with gifts. You get prizes for there, and then there are different tiers for that too. Learn for 10,000 hours. It just stops 10,000 hours. I have extra 10,000 hours of learning. Man, I should have like a diploma from this game. Expert encounters. I'm at 5761, so I'm about to get to the 5800. So that'll get me a nice little bonus charm material. The fiery heart, which is some expert advancement, which I don't think I showed you guys that actually. I'll go back to the second. And of course, your trek encounters, which are some common sigils and some more books of knowledge. And eventually, those just keep tallying up. And where are you? Oops, not. I picked the one that I freaking max. How stupid am I? There we go. So again, so if I click here to advance, nope, I don't want to do that. Here, nope. I already did her. What am I thinking of then? She's on a relationship advancement. He's on a relationship advancement. I think I have everybody on relationship and my. He's on a relationship advancement. He's all max. I know. I'm like just wasting your time right now, and you're probably mad at me for that. Valeria, relationship advancement. I don't have anybody that I can show you because I think they're just already. Yeah, P relationship advancement. You can get points to level up. So it's like right here, and there's different types. Yeah, I can't even do it here because until I advance these, I can't do that. Those, so what it is, it will keep adding up as you go through your treks. This will actually go beyond the 10,000 just because it's ready for me to advance. I just have everybody to be advanced in their actual proper levels because I don't have enough sigils for everybody. That's why I can't show you that right now. If I showed you, these are all my extra stats so far. Look at that. My overall troop attack is up 41%. My troop defense 38, lethality, health, my troop deployment capacity, my rally capacity. It's pretty cool. Um, then there's the treks. You got a cool motorcycle. You got a front tundra trek, which is you get more of. Those are different ones that pop up every day. You also get bonuses for that stuff. You could either get the free ones right here for $5. You get the second one, and if you want to spend even more money, $20, you get the third tier. This is where I was talking about the extra stuff. So this one here is the Sail of Conquest, which gets you, I see, 1,000 affinities. So where I was showing you different levels, where I said show you the 10,000 before. So this one gets you 1,000. There's two other smaller ones. They list them here somewhere. Do they? Here we go. So with the Fiery Heart, which is 100, and then there's the basic one, which I don't think they'll have in here. They do not. That doesn't help me at all. But they have other things. You have learning hours, gems. These are all cool rewards from the Endless Wayfarer. But we're going to go to the trek. Watch. Vroom, vroom. And they've just added where you can do it idle, which is awesome, where it just doesn't work in the background. Before you had to pay attention and to do it. You can hit auto, next stop. The only reason why I say if you have time and you can just do this, like, I don't know, while you watch TV or something like that, and do it yourself, is that way you make the right choices when it comes to the next answer. I'm going to hit next stop so you can see real quick. Oh, I see Fabian. There he is. Let's see what he's going to get for me. I hit skip because I don't really care. But the first time I recommend reading them because the stories are kind of cool, but for the most part, here we go. So I watched, here we go, The Compass. That's the first one. You get plus 10. But see, I gained 50 on Fabian. Now that's going to keep going. Remember before it said I couldn't boost him, but I can automatically when it goes along the trek. It has my expert list here, which I have all of them. It tells the level of everybody as I just keep going through. See. Remember I told you I was on level 90 with Romulus, 19,000. I'm at 52 though. So because he's gonna go up in a couple levels, it's like 92 ish, almost 93. Once I finally get relationship advancement, same thing here, here. So these three, they're all over the max because I just haven't advanced them yet. And then you can hit auto, and if I hit auto, I can set them to all of them. If I have only a short amount of time, I can choose whatever number I want, and then there we go. And even on auto, you can still manually choose them. Or when you do it, see it says auto manage options and minigames. You can let the game choose for you on choices, but a lot of times it's just random, and it won't choose you the right options. Let me see if I'll do one more for you. Something. Oop. There's also different levels of how lucky you can be, and this blue means I got a little luckier. See, this one just give it. So like, you have choices. If it's just letting go through, it's gonna say I can't help. I get less books. So if I give directions, I got 50 books. If I had the other one, I don't know the number off the top of my head, but it would have been less. So that's what I'm saying. That's why you may want to participate in your own. The last one is the Frontier Trek, which I've been booking them right now. I haven't done a Frontier Trek in a while. That's why I have so many. But here you choose which expert you're doing. Again, these are mostly because you're going to get more sigils and more affinity points for whichever expert you choose. So I've been working on Romulus, but you could choose whomever you like. If I said, oh, I really want Baldur to get up there, and I did say that I need more Baldur, so we'll do one of him right here. Right, it's the exact same thing. Next stop, I'm gonna choose one real quick. Oh, I got a blue one, or maybe it's teal, and I got 3 of those. But look, I got 200. So these treks are way more points and they're always gonna be for that whatever assigned expert it is. Um, and also you're gonna get more regular sigils, not the common ones, which, again, the common ones you use. But remember, during SVS or King of Icefield, you only get points for the assigned actual sigils. You don't get points for the common ones. So that's where you got to be careful with that stuff when you're trying to gather points. But that's pretty much it for our day in the academy. I hope you enjoyed going back to school with me. You probably have many questions. As I said, I'm not the best at this. This is just my opinion. And after all this, you may be more confused than ever, but you really need to choose which expert you want to work on. I want my bear scores up. As you know before, when I did all my marksmen first instead of my infantry, to the chagrin of a certain kitty, um, I wanted my bear scores up. Then, of course, I wanted my arena scores up because I wanted to get as many of the mithrils I can each week. That's why you saw me when we went through our arena video that I'm constantly in that top, 3, 5, because that gets me the most points, which gets me to all those extra mithril that I showed you. Agnes gave me those great extra skills, for extra intel missions or extra chests. Romulus is going to be better attacks. Balor's going to help me with CJ, tip of the cap to the queen. There's also going to be Fabian, who's going to help you with Foundry, which is big, or Tundra Arms. If you make sure you want to be a team player and you really want to help SVS, or have better SVS prep scores to finish better on those charts, maybe you want to hang out with Valeria and see what she's got cooking. Let her spill her secrets to you. Who knows? Will there probably be another expert? Probably. That day's going to suck because I'm so far not where I want to be with these experts. I have one maxed out. I would think at this time you'd be further along, but it's hard. Again, take your time and plan out which way you're going to go, because it's not easy and they're not worth. I'm sorry, it costs more than they're worth. That's why you have to take your time and plan it out. You spend your sigils wisely, especially the common ones. Spend your learning hours wisely. Spend your books of knowledge wisely. Use your the fiery heart, the sail, the compass for how you're building up your expert infinity points. That's pretty much it. As always, I've been the Mighty Rider. The actual pup, I try to get him, but he's not. Hey, you want to come over here? Come here. Here you go. Cheat. Cheat, cheat. Cheat, cheat, cheat. Cheat, cheat, cheat. Here you go. Nope. Not working today. I'm sorry. I know you sat through this whole video, and, he just didn't want to join. I tried again. All right. Again, once again, I have been the Mighty Rider, sharing my knowledge and opinions with you guys. I hope you choose to like and subscribe below. I tried one last time for you guys, but it's not happening. Please comment, ask any questions, offer opinions. Like I said, I don't know everything. I'd be happy to adjust or answer questions, or maybe you want to help us out and be better. Also, suggestions for another video. We just did Arena. We've done War Academy. I'd get those views up there. I'd love a sponsorship. How about Whiteout Survival? Come on. You know you love me. I see you promoting other people. Just, just kidding. I just do this for fun. I really do. Mostly do it to help people in my own alliance. If you're not in my alliance and you're watching this, that's awesome. I hope it's helping you as well. As always, we learn and get better together. And once again, I've been the Mighty Rider, always by your side. Thank you.